He's back. Nah, for real. Remember this guy from yesterday, right? This is the dry mouthed man from nowhere. He crashed out yesterday, but he is continuing to spiral. Like his spiral is this is gonna be an epic one for him, man. Oh man, he's doubling down. He's doubling down here. Let's get into this. This is gonna be funny. This is gonna be real funny.
Hey, ladies, I apologize to some of you. Not all of you, some of you. And the ones I apologize to are the ones who took offense to my words because they were unable to comprehend what I was actually saying.
Now everybody could comprehend what you were saying, but what you were saying was stupid and disrespectful.
Because all the other women who, my favorites who are, raised by their fathers or, had mom and dad around and, got a bunch of brothers and shit, that's actually had male interactions in their life. They don't get all pissy and shit the way some of you do. Because
Wait, yesterday didn't you say that you were raised by women? So wait, I'm confused. So you were raised by women, which most of us were raised by women, let's be fair. But now all of a sudden the women who are your favorites are the women that were raised by their father. Like I'm so confused. Why does that make them your favorites? I thought women were the ones who gave us the game. That's what you were saying yesterday. Maybe I misinterpreted what you were saying, or you didn't have a fucking point, which that's what I really think it was. Just sounded like an epic crash out. But now you're saying that the men, that the women that you like are the ones who were raised with men in their lives or something. Like you never actually make a solid point. And I try really hard to understand what you're saying, but this shit is stupid.
because a lot of you actually think, watch how fucked up this reverse psychology is.
Hey, do you have a filter on your camera or is your shit just oily? Or you just been yelling and spitting on your phone all day? Because this soft filter you have on, it's giving me like Young and the Restless dream flashback video. You know what I mean? You remember like when you watch the soap operas and they would have like a flashback memory, like Lisa would be in a coma and then they would flash back to before, like how she ended up there, and it would look like this. Like that's what I feel like this filter is. But it's not a filter though. Your phone is just oily and spitty. Wipe that shit off before you do a video next time, fam.
I meet this strange ass woman, and then she comes up to me and says, "Hey, you're sorry, you're broke, you're a deadbeat, you're cheap, all because I don't want to pay to get to know you." Now, cool. Granted, you're more than welcome to feel that way because it is your life. More than welcome to feel that way because it is your life. And you get to choose how you want to exist in your own skin, right? So now on the other side of that, I'm a business major. So, and my philosophy is everything in life is a fucking business transaction. Meaning when two people are in a room, one person is getting what they want, the other person is not. That's fucking business. Compromise exists in the middle.
That's not a business transaction. What the fuck are you talking about? A transaction is both people are getting what they want. I'm getting money, you're getting a product and or service. That's the transaction. We are both benefiting. It is mutual. That is a transaction, right? Now, I don't think anything's necessarily wrong with you thinking that relationships should be somewhat transactional. I believe that they should be. I think more, but it's what are you expecting in return, right? That's the problem. It's the expectations. Most men, when they speak of these transactions taking place in a relationship, it is literally it is typically rooted in women sleeping with men. It's their bodies, it's their labor, right? And it's like that's a steep price to pay just because you bought dinner. That's a steep price to pay just because you bought a Birkin bag, or I'm sorry, y'all niggas ain't buying Birkin bags. Just because you bought a Coach bag or whatever bag, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's crazy, right? The transaction should be, oh, I got to spend time with her. at this nice place that I also wanted to go to. That to me is a transaction, right? In my mind, I look at that as a transaction. I got something out of it. I got to spend time with the woman that I like. And then she got something out of it. Hopefully she liked me. But if that's not the case, then she got a free meal at a cool spot. I don't mind that. I'll take that.
That's what relationships like. I know this because I'm not a perfect person. I failed in a lot of relationships, but I
clearly saying that you know this. How do you know this when you're single and 40? How do you know this when you're 40 and single? I'm not shaming anybody that's 40 and single by choice. If you're 40 and single by choice, I am not shaming you. If you're 40 and single because you're a terrible person, I'm not even gonna hold that against you. If you're 40 and single because you're a terrible person, and then you get online and blame everybody else and never do any self-reflecting, yeah, I'm gonna talk cash money shit about you.
also admit my fucking failures. I'm not here trying to pretend I'm somebody I'm fucking not. I don't really give a damn if you don't like what I'm saying and how I'm saying it because it's not meant for you. Because 9 times out of 10, it was never gonna fucking register in your brain any goddamn way. So the women I'm apologizing to are the ones who actually get what I'm saying, but might have took offense to it because they might have felt like they were being targeted because now you got friends and shit that's gonna tag you and make you feel like you're a part of this post. It's not you. Those who this is meant for, the rest of you understand who these women are.
If you offended even the women who you so-called like, why wouldn't you self-reflect and say, oh damn, well maybe I said it the wrong way then. Because it wasn't even meant for you guys, but you guys were offended. So maybe it was me. You're not going to do that. Instead, you're going to blame them. You're trying to gaslight them and make it seem like they just didn't understand. Because you're contradicting yourself. You're all over the place. Either these women who you like are dumb and they don't understand and it wasn't meant for them, right? In their brain, it wasn't going to compute. Or they're not that person because you say you like them and you think they're intelligent and you got it wrong.
You're friends with some of them. You're related to a lot of them. I'm related to some of them. I have conversations with them about the very type of shit, but it doesn't fucking matter because we all get to exist how the fuck we want to exist. I'm not going to sit here and be told by some strange fucking woman that I'm cheap, I'm broke, I'm a deadbeat because I don't want to pay money to get to know your ass. You're strange. You're a weirdo. Stranger danger. What the fuck do I look like spending $300 fucking dollars on a meal just to sit down and eat to get to know you when fucking Consuelo over here or Miss Hernandez, whatever the fuck, because I say Latin names because this is my experience. Because in my skin, my experience has been that when I get treated a certain kind of way, this group of females treat me this type of way.
So wait, this has always been about black women specifically? Just so you know, nothing you've said thus far was specifically about black women. Pretty much what I've been getting, what you've been putting down thus far, has just been about women in general. So it's not about women, it's about black women specifically. Got it, okay. Usually it is when it's men like you, the massage noir is crazy. But yeah, okay. We got it now. Now I see. Now the picture is developing further. I see it now.
And this group does it.
So you're trying to triangulate Latin women against black women, American black women. Got you. Okay. Got it.
This group of females will bring me fucking lunch at work just to get to know me because it's the thought that counts.
So why not just date them? So there's a group. So what you're telling me is there is a group of women out there who do the things that you like them to do, but you're online yelling and spitting on your phone about the group of women who don't do those things. Interesting.
It's the fact that she took the time 10 minutes out of her day, even if the fucking food was from yesterday, 10 minutes to put that shit in a Tupperware container and bring it to my ass to work. And say, hey, we don't have to, and oh God, you want to get to my heart? Tell me we don't have to spend no money so I can get to know you and watch how I fucking shower your ass with praises and gifts and blessings and shit later on down the road if you make it that far. Because it's my life too. I'm not.
What is wrong with y'all, man? Are y'all okay? You are 40. You are too fucking old to still be up here talking about you don't want to pay for a date. Like, what the fuck? A 20-year-old is, are you broke? Like, you look like you got a house, an apartment, something. Look like you live by yourself. You loud as fuck all the time. I'm sure you live by yourself. You got the money? Like, what? If you can't afford to date, then don't date those women then, man. Stop trying to tell those women to expect something less out of you. Go date Consuela. I'm not, what the fuck? Why, I'm really confused. Just go date Consuela. You obviously like Consuela. You just said you like her. Because you just said you dated her. How would you know that she brings you food in a Tupperware? You're already dating them. Just date them and shut the fuck up.
Out here playing my shit like a lottery anymore. Everybody does that shit when you're young and dumb because you lack the guidance and people to tell you how to do things the right way. And even when you do have people telling you to do things the right way, it's not guaranteed that you're going to always accomplish shit correctly. But there's always going to be distractions. There's always going to be distractors. Even right now, my first fucking post, my intent is not even to go viral. My intent is just to fucking get shit off my chest from what I see going on around me.
You gonna go, you went viral already, but not on your page, unfortunately, brother. All the older men that from our generation, brother, I'm slightly older than you. I never heard a man say you don't pay for no dates for these women. Like, they was like, you pay, like, what? What you talking about? We didn't listen. I listened. The man told me to take a woman out. Now, that's all I know. All I know at 43 years old is you pay for everything. If you got the money, now I've dated and I didn't have money and women took me out and all of that stuff, but I was broke. And if they wanted to go out with me, I would be like, hey, I'm broke. Like, I ain't got the money. And they'd be like, okay, no worries. And they would still take me out, whatever. But anytime I was never, ever trying to get out of paying for a date. Never. I've never tried to get out of paying for a date if I had the money in my entire life. There is nothing I can think of that I would want to spend my money on more than a woman. I ain't gonna even, I'm saying prior to having kids and a family and shit. There is nothing I could, not a car, not video games, not myself. There is nothing I can think of. And I'm not joking. Like, there is nothing I can think of that I would rather spend money on than a woman. The ROI, since you're a business major, the ROI is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Nothing, that's the best investment you can make, is spending some money on a woman. What are you talking about?
I don't care if you don't like what I'm saying. You literally can sit here and say I'm the worst type of guy because what I'm saying hurts your feelings or something. 9 times out of 10, if you're what I'm talking about, you're the type of person I'm talking about, it's going to resonate with you. So it's going to upset you because you're being forced to look in a mirror. Someone is making your reflection seen. You tiptoe around it and try to avoid it, but now I'm putting your shit out there. Hey, and everyone is capable of saying what's real and what's not. There's a whole shitload of women out here right now that would call me out by my name and tell me all the bad things I did to them and made their fucking lives miserable shit. And guess what? I'm well aware that I did, because when I was younger, I did not give a fuck.
No, you haven't self-reflected at all. What did they tell you? Tell us what they told you, and then let me see if you've worked on it. Because you don't seem like you've changed at all. You probably you sound like you regressed. You've gone backwards. You just say, oh, I used to pay for that. You've gotten worse in your older age.
I gave 2 shits about you and your life, because at the end of the day, as long as I got what the fuck I wanted, I was out of there. And it's a horrible thing to say, but it's a reality. And unless you're able to sit there and fucking express the reality of your fucking situation and your life, you're not going anywhere. You're going to stay right there where the fuck you at square goddamn one, behind the 8 ball, as my grandmother would say. This shit isn't a game out here, but you guys are playing like this is a fucking real life sim, and it's not a sim. You got one fucking life to live. And you about to waste that shit trying to make somebody, women, you're going to waste the first 15 years of your fucking life thinking a man is supposed to make you feel happy. My job isn't to make you feel fucking happy. My job is to make sure that when you get home, when I come home, the house is taken care of. That's my job.
Your job isn't to make her happy. right? I agree. I agree. Well, to some extent, your job isn't to make her happy. To some extent, right? Your job is to not disturb her happiness, though. If when she comes home, she's not just as happy or happier when she comes home to be with you than she is when she's by herself, then she probably shouldn't be with you, right? If you're not making her life easier, if you're not making her life more fulfilled, if you're not making the experience more rich, right? Then why are you with her? Leave her the fuck alone. She can pay for her own house, bro. She can pay for her own food, her own car. She don't need you for that. That is not your job. Your job isn't to make money or whatever the fuck, whatever, right? It's not your job. That's not your job. That's very dehumanizing to say that as a man, right? My job is to go out here and be a fucking a mule and make the money. Like, no, dude, stop. And you don't even believe that anyway, because none of y'all make enough money to actually do that. You don't make enough money to do that. I ain't gonna even hold you. You don't make enough money to do that, right? But you're 40 years old. I don't know the type of women you're dating with age, but if they're around your age, they already have their own they're already established. They have homes, they have cars. Like, you don't need to do that for them. They do that for themselves. Right? I hope you don't plan on having kids. You hit the wall, bro. It's over. You're too old for kids. Unless you get with a 40-year-old and she want to have kids or something like that, then fine. But typically, that ain't gonna happen. So yeah, you're done. You're done. Right? You're childless. I'm guessing. I'm hoping. Maybe you don't have. Maybe you do have a child. He just was talking so bad about women with children before that I don't know if he has kids. He might actually have kids. I don't know. I know by the age of 40, damn near 80% of men have kids. So.
Because in the real fucking world, a man provides, yes, but a woman also contributes to that providing. It's not no fucking one-sided transaction. That I'm not supposed to go to sleep every night with the weight of the fucking world on my shoulders, and all you're doing is sitting there with your fucking makeup on and your nails done, thinking that giving me some head is what's supposed to make the fucking damn shit go away. And then if I try to talk to your ass about it, because again, this is a lot of guys. Because men literally do not, I'm speaking because I understand this shit. Men do not literally get to voice how they feel about shit, because in that moment, it's a choice. It's a transaction. I either choose to compromise with her so that she can feel happy, so that we can remain together, or I say this is what I want and she doesn't choose to compromise with me, and then all of a sudden we're divorced because that's...
What are you talking about? Why do you... Is your brain broken? What are you talking about? That whole sentence made no sense. What are you talking about? You can talk to her about whatever. It's the same thing. Like, you're just the thing that we all know that men do. You're flipping it around and saying women actually do this. Like, what are you talking about? Men can talk to women. Women can't talk to men about shit. Men don't want to hear that shit. We're going to ignore it. We're going to shut down. You know what I mean? We're going to be dismissive. The hell are you talking about?
That's how it works. It works that way. If a man does not get what he wants 100% of the time, it ends in divorce. So most men stay silent.
He said it right. I think he meant to say it the other way, but he said if the man doesn't get what he wants 100% of the time, he ends in divorce. And I agree. You probably meant woman, but I agree.
You try to get your little crumbs where you can. Now, some guys are fucking happy. And my favorite guys to talk about is my homeboy Vladimir. We did third shift security together. I speak about him all the fucking time because Vladimir told me a long time ago when I was in college. I was working third shift security. And me and Vladimir was at work, and I was telling Vladimir, oh, man, you got to go out here and you got to smash these girls. No, he's from the Ukraine, too. You got to go smash this girl, smash that girl. You got to experience life. And Vladimir says some shit to me that has always fucked me up to this day. And I tell guys.
I got $100 to that. $100 says the thing that he's up. I haven't seen this, just so y'all know. $100. The thing he says is about to be so uninteresting. So uninteresting that we're all gonna wonder, why would he even say this? Let's see.
I don't really express it to a lot of women, but he said this shit and it fucked me up to this day. And Vladimir said, you know what, Tim? Me and my wife were virgins when we met each other. And I was like, oh, man, that's fucked up. And he was like, no. He was like, it's good because we have never known anyone but each other. And because we have never known anyone but each other, the only people we can compare each other to is ourselves. And to this day, that shit still fucks me up because every time I've had sex with a woman, I've always thought about another woman that did something better.
What? What the fuck are you talking about?
Known anyone but each other, the only people we can compare each other to is ourselves. And to this day, that shit still fucks me up because every time I've had sex with a woman, I've always thought about another woman that did something better.
This is what we call projection. My wife ain't thinking about no other man when we be fucking. I'm sure of that. Like, maybe it's happened, I don't know, but definitely not every time, definitely not most of the time, not even a lot. Maybe it's happened. Rare.
Not a lie, because that's the truth. That's what happens. When you're not eating a great meal, you're thinking about the food that you want to eat.
So you're saying, this is just so we're clear, what if the person you're with is actually great and you like it? Then are you still thinking about the other person? Because the way you're describing it is as if just anytime you literally said, every time I have sex, I'm thinking about some other woman. That sounds like something you need to go sit on that lady's couch and talk about, though. Like, why? Why are you thinking about another woman every time you have sex? That's crazy.
When you're presented with something that you don't want, you're thinking about what you do want. But if your only option is what you have, because children don't know anything unless a parent or an adult puts some shit in their environment.
How did kids get involved? We went from talking about sex to talking about kids. Why are kids and sex that close in your mind right now? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
A child has no clue about what goes on around them until an adult tells them what to think, feel, and expect. And most of you don't know how to fucking, clarify shit to children. So they grow up misguided and you tell yourself.
That is not what happens with kids, bro. Maybe he doesn't have kids because that's not what happens with kids.
That you did a great job. In most cases, you probably did. You did the best that you could fucking do. But it doesn't take away from the fact that a frustrated man still has the right to speak about his frustration, not just sit there and listen to you yap about your fucking problems, your parents' fucking problems, your friends' problems. Because now think about it. How many of you have girlfriends that you sit there and listen to yap about shit and you don't open your mouth and really tell her how you feel? Because you don't want to lose that relationship with her. Why? I know this because some of y'all talk to me about the very same shit. You come talk to a guy about your girlfriend. Because we all don't conversate the same. We all
every time he does this, he think he ate.
Definitely have not experienced life the same. That's really a disconnect for a lot of you. You have not experienced life so much that you have created your own fucking world. And in your world, this is how shit's supposed to work. But then the real world is out here telling you how we actually get down, and that doesn't work for you. So you'll do shit like call me broke or call me names and say I'm all of these bad things without knowing me just because I don't want to spend $100 fucking on a steak to get to know you. Make that shit make sense. I would never my daughter would never grow up thinking that she has to fucking get a man to pay for her goddamn time where she's supposed to be out here trying to damn think about her family and the kids that she might want to have one day, because I'm doing the work to make sure that she doesn't have to work as hard as some of you. That's the definition of family.
Okay, so he does have a daughter, I guess, right? But he don't raise that. He don't have that baby, which makes sense. Damn. Woo. How did you posted that, my guy? You went on this rant and then you posted it? That's crazy. So I don't understand. I feel like I just got beat up or something like that. Like, what just happened? He's still crashing out. It's the same. He has the same tone, everything, not saying anything all over again. Is all of this about black women? Is this about all women? What are we talking? Is this about 20-year-old women? Is it about 40-year-old? Like, I don't know who the fuck he's talking about or what he's talking about 98% of the time. And he thinks that that's because we're dumb or whoever, or I'm dumb, or it's not that, bro. It's you. It's not me. It's you. I comprehend fairly well, right? You just don't make any sense. You don't have a point ever. This is sad.